I'm going to be honest. I personally think that Captain Angel HD is one of the most underrated Piggy animators. I genuinely believe that this person deserves a lot more attention than he actually gets. Because I'm going to be honest, this guy is absolutely hella talented. And while it is cool that he manages to get Antics to react to one of his videos, it is mainly because he animated in a few Antflix episodes. But now, let's go on to the main point of the video. I'm gonna be going over episode 1, episode 2, and the Halloween special of his Piggy animated series. Anyway, let's start with Piggy animated 1. Anyways, we start off with a little narration from Tio, where he goes over the plot for Piggy and the overall goal for the main group. We then get a Piggy UK joke, and then we proceed to get the arguably best Piggy intro in a Piggy animated series. Although it is too bad that the theme in it was copyrighted. So basically, Mimi found a radio, but it doesn't work because they need batteries. And then Anthony thinks about the time when him and Doggy went to arrest Willow Wolf. So this mostly plays out the same way it does in the original Ali's storyline. So I'm gonna talk about the parts that he added in is not normally in the Ali's chapter. So it turns out that Willow wasn't exactly hiding yet. But after Doggy jump-scared Willow, she basically nopes out. And while Anthony was looking for Willow Wolf, and he comes across a very familiar cashier, and after an interesting joke, Ineffable tells Anthony where Willow went off to. And Ineffable gives Anthony this literal power orb. And Anthony straight up eats this power orb and gains the powers of a god. And I'm guessing that is a reference to PGHL films in some way. So instead of having to put in the code, Anthony just hovers and easily no-clips through the freaking door. And after Willow freaks out about it, I guess, Anthony straight up deletes all the obstacles in his way. And then a cool fight scene happens. Anyways, after the fight scene, Doggy's freaking cheeks go missing. Now, what I absolutely love about this part is that he is one of the few people to actually notice the design inconsistencies. Anyways, after Willow makes a terrible point that I debunked in a video, and then Willow literally proves me right even more by literally stealing Gucci items. And after Anthony makes a point that I absolutely agree with, the two police officers take Willow to the station. And then the flash forward stuff happens, and it turns out that Georgie actually comes along with Anthony, Zizzy, and Pony to the store. That is Piggy Animated 1. I honestly think that all the episodes in the series are absolutely amazing. And that definitely includes this one. But before I get on to Piggy Animated 2, he actually made a Halloween special, which is what I'm going to talk about. So, after the Safe Place group celebrates Halloween, both Anthony and Georgie get ready to go to sleep. And just like any police officer would, he ate a donut and drank coffee before bed, I guess. So after Anthony and Georgie talk about having candy, I guess, the two go to sleep. But then later on, Anthony wakes up to not find Georgie, but he finds a cruel trap, which obviously freaks Anthony out. So I guess Anthony just straight up leaves without looking for anyone. And when trying to leave, he finds a portal. And his first instinct is to run into the portal. Anyways, Anthony meets up with Tio. So basically, Tio wants Anthony to join him. And after Anthony refuses, Tio decides to put Anthony's skills to the test in Squid Game. So Anthony meets up with a very unfriendly version of Georgie. Oh, and it also turns out that the Squid Game version of Alphys is just not okay mentally. Anyway, we have a cool little montage going going over each game in Squid Game until it reaches the final game. Until both Anthony and Georgie reach the final round. Anthony eats a piece of bacon. Now, this angers Georgie and they both fight. And I guess Georgie wins. And it turns out that the Squid Game thing was all a dream. And then one of the funniest parts of Piggy Animated happens.
Good night, Georgie.
Anyway, now, let's talk about Piggy Animated 2. So, Anthony, Zizzy, Georgie, and Pony teleport to the store chapter. And then another hilarious scene happens. They find Roblox, who is basically being cashier, and Roblox is selling burritos for free. Hold on a second. Something about this sounds very familiar. And, of course, Anthony is in on getting those burritos, but little do they know, Creecraft was spying on them. And Creecraft made a video on it, which a lot of people saw, including me. So, it turns out that so many people wanted those burritos, it basically caused the great Roblox outage. And then the new intro happens. Honestly, even though the intro is really good, I prefer the old one a little bit more. After that, Roblox basically starts to get back up. And the cool part about this part is that it's literally 2D at first. And then it turns into a PGHL Films reference. And then one of the best fight scenes happen. And even after using the power of Roblox Studio, and even after spawning a sword in, and even using Spinjitzu from Ninjago, Dessa is only stunned for 20 seconds. Meanwhile, Georgie sees Penny in a nightmare. Oh, and that is a Denko reference right there. Anyway, before leave the store chapter, and to get back home, Anthony summons a flying car and becomes Spider-Man. Anyways, they make it back to the safe place, and the usual stuff happens in this cutscene, and they go to the Old Oak, where they try to fight TSP to save Zizzy, but they fail. But I guess the group just flies on over to the refinery, and that is the series so far. I'm gonna be honest, this series is absolutely amazing, and because it's so underrated and that he deserves so much attention, I'm gonna link all 3 animations that I talked about in the description below. Anyways, bye.